Conan O'Brien, for example, he seems like a very level-headed guy. He's been in a lot of therapy. He seems to be above a lot of stuff like that. But he's talked about on his podcast how for years now he doesn't look at anything online about him. He doesn't read a single comment, and he hasn't even before when he was doing his TV show. Primarily, he committed a long time ago that he was never going to read anything because it ruined it for him. And that just showed me, like, if Conan O'Brien can't even read the comment section, so to speak, the metaphorical comment section of his content, then I think we're all, any one of us, all of those super famous people are sensitive. I don't know how politicians do it. I don't understand how super rich people do it. Like,
I don't either.
But we also see a lot of people will become depressed. They drink a lot, Amy Winehouse, these kinds of people. Mm-hmm. They will have to go on retreats to another country and get away. I get the necessity to protect yourself. But, if you're a content provider and even a famous person, a politician, an actor, the reason why you got into it was because of the people. People don't get into acting just because they want to act in their room by themselves. They want to know the audience reaction. So for you're making a podcast. You do it for the listeners. You're not just sitting in a room recording. You want to provide something to people. You want to have some indication that you're providing something of value, and so you have to let that in, because otherwise it's meaningless. But then when you let that in, you open yourself up to the trauma of it all.
Yeah. And I would say, I've said this before, but when I was going on the show, I was pretty confident in myself. I know who I am. I know I have my core values. I always try to just do the right thing. And that doesn't mean I'm always right, but I certainly have that as sort of my mantra. And I remember shortly before the show was coming out, I was kind of like, I don't feel touched by this. I will not be bothered by this. Then I was listening to Joe Rogan, which, people have opinions on him. I don't agree with a lot of what he says and does, but I enjoy some of the conversations that he has. And he was talking about how he can't look at the comments. They're too mean. And I'm thinking to myself, Joe Rogan is like the hottest podcast in history. He is the former literal host of Fear Factor, and he was a cage fighter who now commentates on cage fighting, and he can't look at the comments. And that was like the wake up call for me, similar to how you had yours. And I just think to myself, I'm like, man, like I will say stuff in the comments, but I will like never attack a person. Like I might attack what they do. Like if it's a politician, if they work on, legislation I don't agree with, or they don't do what they say they're going to do. Like, I think that's that's a responsibility of me as a citizen, but to go on and attack someone as a human being without really having any context, I just can't grasp it.